Hey, how's it going, guys? So today I thought I'd do a little something different and kind of just talk about why I decided to become a music educator, more specifically a mariachi teacher. So what some of you may know is that in a lot of my middle school and high school career, I did a lot of music-based activities such as marching band, jazz band, uh, regular concert band, and stuff along those lines. And then I got into high school and I joined the mariachi, and everything I did, I always strived, to be my best, to always be, uh, I wouldn't say better than everyone else, but to reach a new peak, at least for myself. And as I started growing and growing and growing, uh, I gained a lot of respect from a lot of people around me, teachers and, band directors from other schools and local musicians and stuff like that. And a lot of them kept telling me, you need to go into music. That's what you need to do for the rest of your life. And it got me thinking at an early age, like, is music something I would like to see myself do? With that being said, when I got into college and they asked me, well, what's your major going to be? I said, computer science. Complete, curveball. A lot of people, in fact, were very, very surprised that I didn't go into music. And there are a couple of simple reasons why, which I'll explain now, and then explain why I decided to become a teacher. So the first thing is a very plain, simple answer, and that's I felt that I didn't have the patience to teach exactly. Um, I have been teaching for a big chunk of my life, actually. I was in a Flocorico group back in Kingsville that my dad started up, and I used to help him teach both the advanced class and the youth class. And so I had a lot of experience teaching, but a lot of my experience was kind of negative in the sense that I realized I didn't have patience. I had very high expectations of people that were in our group, and if I knew they could do something and they weren't doing it at that moment, I would get very, very upset really quickly. And I'd be like, hey, get it together. Even if we don't have competition next week, even if we're not even planning to go to any competition ever again, like, y'all need to be y'all's best. And I made a lot of people upset by doing that. And thankfully, everyone's still cool with me. Everyone's still my friend. Uh, but I was known as like that guy that, was super hard on everyone. And so I was scared for me to be in a classroom around students and have expectations that were way too high for them. In general, I also couldn't see myself doing it for, as a career for the rest of my life. I thought and thought and thought, what do I really, really want to do? And the only thing I could really truly see myself do for the rest of my life was be a performer. Like, if I could become the next, Jose Alfredo Jimenez, Luis Miguel, Miguel Aceves Mejia, Pepe Aguilar, whoever's, the it in the mariachi world, I could become one of them, I would love to, you know? I'm gonna silence my phone, hold on. Unfortunately, just like what my mom says, Nico, uh, being a performer is hard and only one in a million make it. And I decided that, yeah, that is true. And so I knew from the start that I did not want to seek a performance degree. I wanted to seek a music education degree. And that's not knocking anyone who decides to get a music performance degree. I just knew it wasn't for me because I knew that I wanted to be able to fall back on something like education so that I could go and teach and that I didn't need to take classes to help better my performance because I was already a natural performer. I had been doing it for so many years. What I needed help on was like technique, knowing how to properly sing, how to properly pronounce words and stuff like that. And so by going into education, I got to spend more time doing that kind of stuff and truly learning like how my voice works. My final reason for not going into music was that not only did I have high expectations for my students, I also had high expectations for myself. When I came in originally as a computer science major, it was with the idea that I wanted to go and work cybersecurity for the FBI. I wanted, in a sense, to come back to my hometown and have everyone see me like, look, he left this small town and he became this big important thing in this world. And I guess that's also kind of why I wanted to become, or still want to become, a performer. Uh, and I know that isn't really a great reason. We shouldn't strive to be idolized. But at the time, that was my thinking, and I just knew that if I became a music teacher, that I wasn't gonna be anything big. You know, Now I do know that that's not true at all. There's plenty of music educators out there that have made names for themselves, whether it be in the education world or in the performance world. But their full time job is education. So now let's move into the reason why I decided to truly become a music educator. During my time here at Texas State, I was in M&G every single semester, and we had the opportunity to go and student teach at schools. And the one area that we used to student teach a lot, and we still do, is the Fort Worth area. While there in Fort Worth, my first semester, I got to teach the advanced class, which was a lot of fun. I absolutely enjoyed it because before then I had really only taught basic beginner musicians, and so this was my first chance to really show people how I could teach an advanced class. And it was an absolute blast. I loved it. I met some really great people along the way, who basically kind of encouraged me and changed my perspective on being a music educator. So here's where I introduce people that really, really, really mean a lot to me and really help me be happy, I guess, in a sense. And that would be Alexis Castro and Dylan Baker, along with Jose Ramirez and Angel Correa. These guys, like, they were in my advanced class, and they were probably some of the coolest students I ever had. And I know that's a weird thing to say, because I know you shouldn't, think of your students in that way. But these kids really related to me and really saw me as a role model and really wanted to get close to me. And I was like, like, technically I'm not an official teacher on official business. I'm here as a student teacher. This is the only time I'm going to see these students. Like, I can afford to at least chat with them. And after chatting with them for a while, they had explained to me that, they thought that I was like a really, really great uh, armonia teacher, and that they wanted to see me pursue music, and they were freaking out that I wasn't. Of course, they also went on and said that I was a great guitar player and a phenomenal singer, and that they wanted to be just as good as me. Which, if you ask me, they're better than me. So after my first semester, teaching there at Fort Worth, I decided to go ahead and add the students on Facebook, and we kind of kept in touch for a while, and we still keep in touch to this day. And these students are always telling me, especially Alexis and Dylan, they're always telling me about how I've changed their lives and stuff like that. And, they have a more positive outlook on things, and they're trying harder in their classes. They're trying harder to be better mariachi players because one day they want to come to Texas State and they want to be able to be an M&G. Even though I'm not going to be here when they get here, they still want to come, and they want to, in their words, they want to own the stage the same way that I own the stage. So after teaching there in Fort Worth several times and then going back to my hometown and teaching there, I realized that, I actually do have a lot of fun teaching. And it was mainly a perspective of the students. There's certain students I like being around and teaching, and there's certain kinds I don't. But then I realized that, no matter what you do, there's always going to be something that you like and something that you don't. You're going to have coworkers that you really like being around and coworkers that you can't stand being around. You're going to have managers or principals, superintendents, that you really, really like, and ones that you don't. And so I realized that, yes, there's going to be some students that are going to really, really push my buttons. But there are also going to be those that are going to make me really, really proud. So after 3 long semesters of doing computer science, I finally decided enough was enough, and I officially transferred over to the School of Music. And I have never been happier. every single day as a vocal major is an absolute blessing. To work with Professor Michelle Quintero as my vocal coach and to work with Dr. John Lopez as my mariachi director, to be one of the first students in the United States, possibly even the world, to receive an actual mariachi minor is something that I could have only dreamed of. Currently, I'm still doing a lot of performing. I do perform mainly in the Kingsville area, but sometimes I do get calls to perform solo up here in San Marcos. And, if I can still pursue, being a solo performer, I would love to. But if that doesn't work out, I don't mind. I think I'm really, really happy where I'm at right now. I have some potential jobs lined up. Obviously, I love teaching, and I can't wait. I really can't wait. Even if I do become a performer, I would love to be like a Jose Hernandez who's constantly going to school and giving clinics and stuff like that because I just love, seeing students learn and take in all this information that you're giving them, putting it to use, and actually seeing them rise above where they were. One thing I always tell my vocal students is that even if you weren't born with, natural raw talent, you can still get places. I joined mariachi when I was a freshman in high school. I had never sung mariachi in my life. Before then, I was a rock singer, and I got into mariachi, and it was a complete 360. I didn't know Spanish. I didn't start learning Spanish till my senior year in high school. My freshman year, I went to the mariachi region competition at my school, and I placed fourth in vocals. I barely made the last group. My sophomore year in high school, I made first group, first voice. My junior year, I made first group, first voice. That same year, I also won the best male high school mariachi singer in the state of Texas. And then the year after that, I won that same state award again. And so I always tell people, you can build, and sometimes it may come as fast as me. You may win a new higher award every single year. Maybe sometimes it doesn't work that way. Maybe your freshman year you were fourth, your sophomore year you were third, and then junior second, senior first. It doesn't matter how quickly you grew. It's about if you're growing, if there's improvement. With that being said, I'm extremely stoked to be a future mariachi educator and a future mariachi performer. Whatever I end up doing for the rest of my life, I know I'm going to be happy. And that's all that really matters, because as long as you're happy, it's not really work. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what kind of video you would like to see next. I know for sure every single month till summer, I'm going to be recording one mariachi cover and one English cover. I'm also going to be doing different kind of videos in between. Videos like this where I just kind of talk about my life, talk about why I made certain choices. Maybe there's going to be some that are like, maybe there are going to be some that are kind of like group videos that I do with my friends and stuff like that. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Other than that, have a blessed day. Peace.